Hello, hello. Trying to get this hair together. Okay. Um, oh good. The notifications are going out. This is part five of surviving Stephen Kotowich. Um, part one, we talked about exposing the lies. Um, as I was reading more and more and more through the paperwork, like I said, this is a docuseries that we're doing live. So you're getting up to the moment. You're getting my raw emotions and raw everything as things are coming in. So we got another thing from the courthouse, and I'm um, I'm thinking that there is some type of seller's agreement included in there. Um, Dated on the 1st of December. But I'm also reading through the paperwork, and it's just again targeting my family to leave. So still, I understand. That's why I didn't understand why it was so important for them to tell me about the listing like that. Him and his plan or whatever he's doing, it has nothing to do with my gripe with him. He can do whatever he wants to do with the property. He doesn't have to run anything through me. That's not the issue. The issue is he ignored a hate crime. He treated my partner, who is a transgender male, very badly. He never, ever, ever, ever um, inquired after certified mail, multiple texts, emails have met with me to make the place any more safer. So there are things that landlords need to do when something like this happens on their property, and he has done none of that. He has not met with me. Only thing he has done was we feel is retaliated and continue to go to the court and give all this, that's all he has done since the incident. He has not made any type of effort to meet. And as you see in the thumbnail, those are the calls and pamphlets and everything that we're getting from the city. So everybody sees Rich as a victim other than Mr. Stephen Kotowich. This is what we're not understanding. He never once met. We have sent certified mail to his lawyer. We have emailed him personally and CC'd his lawyer. He has not one time addressed the crime that happened on his property. Even let's say it even wasn't a hate crime. Okay? A crime. Now it was a hate crime, but just say it was a crime that happened on the property. If you're not targeting one person, if you're not um, why not ask about it? Why not implore about it? Why not say, how are you? Can I meet with you? No, because we feel this is why he cannot be a landlord to us. Okay? This is why he cannot be a landlord to me. Because he's playing both sides of the fence. And I did have a pointer, but I do not have anymore. Well, you guys can see. Trying to look for something that I can. Oh, here we go. Let me move over and get this while full. Here we go. Got it. Okay. So this is why he has not one time reached out to us after numerous of times trying to contact him about how he can make this um, apartment and this living situation safer for me and my family. Not one time did he um, oblige those meetings, not one time. And you can see even in the chat that his himself or his goons are still harassing me and my family. So you would think that that would be the number one issue as a landlord, to make sure that his property is safe for his tenants. He does not care. And that is the running thing. He plays both sides of the fence. Like I said, this is why he cannot be a proper landlord to me. Okay? Because when something happens, I immediately contact him the next day, allow him access to the property. He came and still 6 times later said this. Does this make sense? Okay? Okay. Also, I wanted to go to show you right on Rate My Professor. Just this month, one of his students. Now, excuse my phone is cracked. I've said that in previous lives, but let me get an ad off the screen. Okay, just this month. Okay. Now, sorry, my phone is cracked. I'm gonna bring this up so it can be a little bit. Okay. Now let's read that. Lectures don't make sense at all. Now, someone sent in this, one of the subscribers here, thank you, sent this to for us to look at. And it was after, the day after, I drew this up on one of the lives. Because I really felt like you can really, really feel alone when you're dealing with somebody who's this manipulative. Okay? So I drew this up. Does this make sense? Okay? Something happens at the apartment, which is nothing, no damage, no fire, no nothing. You do the proper thing. You contact the landlord, immediately allow him access into the property, which he does. Come there, don't take pictures, don't do nothing, because it ain't nothing to see here. Day 2. Okay? Now we get to this. 6 times. And I have every text in response that we're going to show how much time, length, time, day, every time I had to deal with this. Does this make sense? Does this make sense? Okay? Okay? So let's go back to this review. Lectures doesn't make sense. Okay? Let's see the next thing. Okay? Oh, and if you ever have homework that is 1 minute late, or if you're sick and have a valid excuse or note, he does not care. And I don't know if that's clear or if that's too low. Trying to see what's the good. All right, hold on. Let's give me 1 second. Let's see. That's a little bit better. And then he finishes off with, if I could rate a 0, I would. Okay? So this is what we're trying to like I said, I had none of this information when I even had the thought of starting this series. None of this. So just learning that this person has such of a negative, mind-boggling effect on a majority of the people that he comes in contact with, according to this review. I don't know, but according to people who, and this is not a site or dumping ground for negative reviews. Some professors have all positive reviews, okay? But these kids felt the need to let people know. One person said, if all costs, do not. If you have a choice, never take a class with him. Okay, this is another student. And you can, where I'm getting this information from is ratemyprofessor.com. Okay. And you go to ratemyprofessor.com and then you type in STEVEN Kotowich. He's associated with 2 universities, and both of those universities, there's nobody has anything to say, no anything nice to say at all. I mean, it's very much on the what the heck is going on in this class type of situation. And that thoroughly needs to be investigated, especially if somebody who didn't even know about any of this information thought to make a series surviving his behind. Okay? Does this make sense? So we're pretty much, and this is that review that I showed you that said, does he make sense? And scattered all over the place. And what else he say? Wouldn't, oh no, that was the actual good review. Said wouldn't take again. Went halfway middle of the road. No, this one said if I could rate a 0, I would. Okay. But we're supposed to believe I'm getting a different guy. Okay. We're supposed to believe that I'm getting a different guy. That's not the same guy that's had this negative effect on this many people. I'm telling you that this guy doesn't very, oh my goodness, morally bankrupt, completely morally bankrupt. Okay. Okay. Let's see. And he says also he doesn't care. Okay. That is a telling thing for somebody to say about their teacher. That they don't care. And I'm saying the same thing. He has not yet one time. We have contacted him numerous times, even through, which is the other side of this paper that I wrote on this, which was the letter where I can print out another one, so I'm not worried about it. But this is a copy of the letter that I certified mail to Mr. Kotowich and Mr. Kotowich's lawyer, copy of it emailed to Mr. Kotowich, and it says, "Can we set up a meeting with you, him or both, to discuss our safety concerns at this property? We are willing to do a Zoom call." To this day, and this was the 9th, okay? No response. Now, this is just me putting it in formal form. We actually have text, okay? Before I have did that for formal written form and sending it certified mail. We actually have text, multiple texts. November 17th. Let's see if you can read this. So months before, I'm still trying to meet with him. Okay? And see the date on this? The only thing he has done is send me leave texts and come on here and talk crazy. But I can show and prove that I've been trying to contact him and meet with him for months. And even through all that, was forced to send this certified letter to him December 9th to his lawyer and email to him and Mr. Kotowich. No response still to this day. He does not care. He does not care. This man should not be teaching anywhere or be renting out any properties to anyone. He was 100% part. 100% part of the cohorting against my family. And then on top of that, to pretend like he cared, he sat there and cried and pretended and acted, telling me he understood the plight of my people and that I'm such a righteous woman and he'll do anything to get my family back together again. And then I never heard from him again. He does not care. It is a running theme. His students are saying it. His students are saying he's scattered and all over the place. I'm saying the same thing. Senseless, I'm saying the same thing. And that was a review this month. So, and then he has another review from another student a year before, the same day. It's in December. Come on. This guy has a negative effect on people because he plays games. It's very, very manipulative. He does not care. Now, as you see, now we can go through the paperwork and everything. You know, they can try whatever they want to try to paint Rich Long as whatever. But again, this is the in the thumbnail, you see what everybody sees Rich as a victim, but Mr. Steven Kotowich. So he would have knew that and would have known that if he would have took the steps needed to at least inquire about it. I shouldn't have to have months. Like I said, we have been constantly victimized by this guy. Now he's saying that this is listed. Okay. Now, like I said, this is live. So nothing is scripted here or pre-thought, even pre-thought of. It's just you're getting raw emotions. So I did see something in the paperwork that looked, because I wasn't going to deep dive into it until the new year, because that's when our case is. Um, so I just wanted to go with what I had so far. So it does look like it is some type of a seller's agreement in there. Um, but what I don't understand is, I don't know why, again, that information was important to me, as far as, and it only says that I have to, because I feel like that's a lot of backpedaling, or a lot of, doing stuff after the fact. Because because it just seems like they think that I think that that's important. No, he said renovation, so I wasn't even expecting him to just say heck with the renovations and I'm just going to put the place for sale. It didn't make any sense. So again, does it make any sense? He'll do everything, go all avenues in lieu of having a conversation. This is what I don't understand. There is nothing, absolutely nothing between Mr. Kotowich and I that would make him have to lose communication. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So, I can admit when I didn't know things and I'm learning things as I'm going along. The property may be listed. I didn't look through I just looked through the paperwork just now, and I did see some type of a seller's agreement, but I do not see it on um, uh, Zillow or realtor.com. That's what I was looking at. And that's why I said, if you are a realtor that can know any extra information, because anybody can write out anything. Okay. I still don't trust it if I don't see it. So, and I don't see any signs out front. So I just wanted to get contact with a realtor that can actually look that up. So even though yes, I see paperwork, we're not going to, like I said, I didn't, that was something that they kept throwing in the mix. I didn't, my issue with Steven Kotowich is not whether he's selling the property or not. He keeps saying that, and he want to do renovations, but he's signing new leases. I don't know what he's doing, and he don't know either. So, but this is all stuff that he concocts in his own head. Like, how can you be? My whole thing is, why would you just allow new people to move in last month, and now you're trying to still force me out? If everybody had to move, it wouldn't be better if you told me that you wanted to get in here for renovations, to just have me move downstairs, if we all had to move out anyway because you're selling the property. I just didn't understand why you gave me my money back, and why you tried to bait me into something, putting all on me. And when I cannot fulfill what you thought of, you penalized me. So, and very, you know, and like I said, then tried to act like he was careful or concerned. Every time that person, Mr. Steven Kotowich, accused me of a fire, I had to go through and through and through. But let me just let you know, because the last troll that we had kept saying, well, we don't see what you're saying. This is what I'm saying. This is all way dated November 17th. Okay, this is what I'm saying. Before he put this place, well before he put this place on the market, according to his records, which was December 1st. Okay, I'm asking to meet with him so that he can make the property a little bit more safer for my family. Just to talk to him, he does not care. Because you want to know why? Because since August 27th, he has been, before then, June, as soon as he found out Rich was a transgender person, he has not wanted a dime of my money. He has not wanted a dime of my money. Even though I have receipts paying him all the way up until the time that he gave me my money back. I don't owe this man any money. I was all caught up. I don't owe this man any money. Yes, I paid broken up the payments, yes, but I was not behind in any rent. So he is proven a liar. He gave me my money back of his own admission, tried to bait me into some contract, put everything on me, and then cohort with all these people to set up my partner. So where it has to be all on a Black woman. This is what the system that we're dealing with. And this is a fight that I have to fight without my partner because this person wants to play games. Okay? He's been doing it all month. Why do you think we have the Grinch in one of the thumbnails? I've been trying to contact him for months about meeting. That was dated November 17th. Certified mail went out December 9th, saying the same thing. Can we set up a meeting with you, him, or both to discuss our safety concerns at this property? After 3 months of Mr. Kotowich ignoring my requests, okay, can we please set up a meeting with you and or Mr. Kotowich to go over our concerns so another incident does not happen due to Mr. Kotowich's negligence and lack to care. This is what I wrote his lawyer. Okay, sorry, my nose itches. This is what I wrote his lawyer. Lack to care about LGBTQ and transgender persons' safety. This is what I certified, sent to the lawyer, Mr. David Denenberg, who has not yet responded to me. They're just still trying to, this, that. Like I said, if that was the case, why would you be signing new leases in November? Okay, this doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make sense. I'm saying it. His students are saying it. They're saying he doesn't care. He don't make sense. He's all over the place. He's scattered. But this guy's in the comments talking about he's going to do a daggone surviving on me. And we don't think that that's Mr. Kotowich, Mr. Jabari Handy. Come on. That is him. Just didn't I tell you that he went back and forth with me till about 8 o'clock at night? I had to tell him to stop. This is inappropriate. Just the same thing. Yes, it's very uncomfortable. You see how he made the Jabari Handy made me feel uncomfortable as a woman, a Black woman, all in the comments. Oh, yes. These are the grown men are very husky and bravado with us Black women. Okay? These people are crazy. And Mr. Kotowich is certifiable. Okay? Allegedly. But we have good reason to believe he has a split personality. He can see things with his own eyes. And still, days, months, weeks later, can say, stop lying. Like, what would I be lying about? Can you explain? When you were here and you would have pictures, right? I'm not understanding. It does not make sense. The same thing his students are saying. It's a running theme. We're getting mail, we're getting calls from victims, programs. So the only person who doesn't understand that Rich Long is a victim is Mr. Kotowich, who has ignored us for the entire time this situation has happened for months. So since what, September, October? Now one time has this man met with me where I had to send, he just, but this is the same guy that said he would do anything the day Rich got arrested in September. Does this sound like the same guy? So you don't think that this is disheartening to me? After this guy freaking cried on the phone with me the day Rich got arrested, played a whole freaking game, told me he understands the plight of our people and he'll do anything to get my family back together. I'm like, he couldn't even a week later write a statement of what he just told me. And also he said there's no complaints. There's no complaint. He told me that the exact day Rich got arrested multiple times. And that's why I said it's stuck in my head because I'm like, why is he offering up this extra information when I didn't ask him about it? I didn't ask him, was there any complaints? I know you didn't give me any. So uh, I wasn't thinking about that. That wasn't the first thing that came to my mind. He just kept saying, there's no complaints. I don't know what's going on. There's no complaints about anything. So he's trying to distance himself from everything, not from this. He's trying to distance himself from the lynch mob and be back over here. Hey Mo, you know what I'm saying? This is what he's trying to do. So I'm like, hold on, well, let me help you. Won't you put that in writing? Won't you put that what you just told me? So this is like a week later on the 6th, October 6th. Let me go to it because I'm gonna show you. Let me go to it. All right, hold on. Almost there. Yeah, and look, oh my gosh. He tells me, I'm gonna show you, but it's like a running theme here. This is dated October 6th. Because I'm like, this is a week later after he told me he tried to marry me on the phone. I'm like, can you just write that in writing? That absolves you from everything, right? Since you say that, there's no complaints and, you know, well, then he said he had to go look for some complaints. He didn't. I said, well, this is what I wrote back. It seemed like a running theme, right? That doesn't make sense. Wouldn't you have known by now? See? And that's dated October 6th. He doesn't care. I'm saying it, his students are saying it. One student said, if at all cost avoid a freaking class with this guy. If you can do Okay, because now he's trying to backpedal. And like I said, it wasn't until, like I said, this and then the people moving in November, like it's just, like what the hell is going on? So you just really was targeting me the whole time. Wow. Wow. Like, and we're not going to need therapy after this, dealing with this guy and these people. I mean, come on now. Look, see, this is what he wrote before I wrote that. So he's telling me October 6th, there's no issue. But he's gonna lie like this is what I'm saying to people who are believing this guy. He's playing both sides of the fence. Now he's going to lie and act like we were in some whatever, whatever, and it just wasn't him lying and manipulating me the whole entire time, playing both sides of the fence, which I told him multiple times is very dangerous to my life, in my family. Now look at where we are now. And when I say this guy has a split personality, allegedly, it's because it's for a reason. It's for good reason. And this is what I wrote responding to that. I didn't ask you to comment on my guest. See, he even lied. I mean, if I thought I was reading it right, he was saying that Rich moved in here. But you can see him clearly saying that he knows it's my guest. Do you see what I'm saying? This is what he wrote. So he's gonna lie. He's lying on paperwork that said Rich moved in here, but you see him clearly saying that he knows that it's a guest. And I told him my guest was the victim of a hate crime and he has done nothing. Whether he thought it was a hate crime or not, it was a crime. Okay? He acknowledges that he put that in paperwork. That something happened here. And what we're getting from the city is victims paperwork, victims phone calls. So everybody knows that Rich Long is a victim other than Steven Kotowich, who is not since since October, um, not met with us, not met with myself, or come on. Now we keep saying trans people are a protected class. When, when is that going to kick into effect? This is crazy. Steven Kotowich is out of control for a long time. This is not normal behavior, and none of those reviews on that website were normal reviews. It ain't had nothing to do with how hard physics was. It was how unorganized, game playing, mind bending, and boggling Steven Kotowich is. Part one was exposing the lies. Like I said, we went into some topics about him going to the court and basically saying he has not gotten paid since June, when he got paid like 15 days before he gave me all my money back, September 30th. Okay. We were all caught up to date. We don't owe this man no money. He actually owes us for all the time that we spent and through his lies and manipulation. He just did not want a transgender's money. He does not care. That is a running theme. He does not care. People who encounter him feel like he is cold and heartless and does not care. But the only difference about it is they can go to a proper place within those universities and complain about him or opt to never take his class again. Imagine, imagine. I keep stressing to you, I have not even been here a full year. Imagine what this guy has done to my mental, to my family. They can ignore all things. Come on. These are grown men terrorizing my motherfucking family with all this bullshit. Excuse me. I apologize. Well, I don't want to play anything. Um, part two was everybody getting the same vibes. I told you after we did part one, thank you to a subscriber who sent over information, who said they were going to look him up, and they did. Um, and that was shocking as ever. I mean, I really don't care what I care, but that was such a vindication, to be honest, to hear everybody saying the same daggone thing about this man, because it's like you be thinking like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is this really, really happening? Yes, yes, yes. This guy is it's a menace. Everyone getting the same creepy vibes. Okay. Part three was sexual language and inappropriateness. Um, when I first moved in here, when I was trying to view the apartment, he's showing me the apartment and he said the bedrooms are far apart from each other, so and it really just stopped me for a minute, because like I said, I told you at that point it was like 2020. Um, like I said, I had been celibate all year long, and because I just on a spiritual journey, and just of first of all being a workaholic. As you see with my company, I had a lot of clients at that time. It was very hectic, very busy. I really didn't have time for relationships, and I really didn't have time to date. So it wasn't like, oh yeah, I was like, oh, sitting with the cats and the knitting things. I just did not have time at the time. I had a lot of clients. We put out a lot of music, and then 2020 hit, and we had to be faced with this whole thing that's going on. So it's like it just was not on the priority list. So at the time, when I moved in here, I didn't even know Rich Long at the time. So I'm like, why would you be saying something like that? And like I said, I'm damn near a 50-year-old woman, and I don't even, why are you? This guy is out of control. Part four. Um. So well, just to finish up part three. Um. If anybody wants to come forward, I'm definitely saying that made me feel uncomfortable, and I don't know if that has not happened before. So if anybody wants to come forward, please just email us at the email below, and it could be confidential. It can be something you want to write written or do a video. You let us know. Um, in part 4, we did renovations to listed. And like I said, from that, actually doing some more research and digging, I saw that it was maybe a seller's thing. I really didn't deep dive yet and went into, because like I said, this is right around the holidays. And the case that we have is not until next year. So I don't want to overthink, and I just want these to be very authentic and not scripted in any way. So if I'm wrong about something and it is listed, I can certainly backtrack and say that. But again, it's still very funny business, because how you want to do renovations to list it. It didn't make any sense. And then which leads us to this live. He doesn't care. Again, a running theme. He doesn't make sense. None of the stuff that he does makes any sense. And no one should have to deal with that. I'm not going to be on for and too long today. That's pretty much what I wanted to prove. Sorry. That's what I'll have in court, is all of the victims, pamphlets and calls and organizations that have reached out to us. So he doesn't have any excuse to have not met with us since September, October. No, nothing. He has no excuse. I have contacted him by text message, email, and certified mail. He has no excuse to not have met with us, not one time, about these safety concerns at this property. Even if he felt like it wasn't a hate crime, he even has in his paperwork that something happened here. He didn't try to inquire nothing about it. I'm telling you what happened. Even if he felt like it wasn't a hate crime, it was a crime. I'm telling him, but he can know every detail. This is what I'm trying to say. When I'm telling him something actually happened, he's disappeared. Disappeared. But he can know every detail of something he didn't witness with his own eyes. Every detail of this, and say this with 100% fact, even after his own eyes see that wasn't true. But he can say this with 100% accuracy, and even though he saw with his own eyes that it wasn't true. So this is what I'm saying. Does this make sense? It does not. It does not make sense. And he plays mind games, and there's no excuse for him not meeting with my family. None. None. Other than transphobia. He's proving our case. From the time he found out Rich was here, he did not give us credit for any of the money that we've given him. He is not my guest, which he knows he acknowledges my as a guest. Has not come to meet with me. Not one time. I could even sit this through a Zoom call. If you felt some type of way, and even with, he never even responded to do that. He has no excuse other than he doesn't care. And that's the same thing his students. I'm just going to leave off with what the people are saying. I'm just going to leave off with what the people are saying. Like I said, he doesn't care. And this information I'm getting from Rate My Professor. If you go there, you can put in STEVEN Kotowich. So don't believe me. Is everybody lying on him? Everybody's lying on him. Will rate a 0 if he could. That is a testament of who he is as a person. Multiple people are saying it. You can go over there, look at the information yourself. You be the judge. Thank you. This is Surviving STEVEN Kotowich. Thank you, thank you, thank you for continuing to watch this series. We have a lot more to come. A lot more to come. Part 6 coming up real soon. Thank you. Surviving STEVEN Kotowich. Please report him. And if you have been a victim of him in any way, please contact us. Thank you. Justice for Rich Long.